if you're going to describe the Epistle of James, the whole thing is literally about how to live as a Christian. There is no other New Testament writing that comes as close to the actual words of Jesus as the Epistle of James, bar none. James, I don't think he ever directly quotes Jesus. However, every single thing he says is soaked in the teachings of Jesus, at least as we find them in the Synoptic Gospels and the Sermon on the Mount. You can take James and literally phrase by phrase match it up with something in the Sermon on the Mount. He's right back to basic Jesusanity. It's Jesus that he's concerned about. James is a reminder to us that for even the early Christians, that faith without works is dead, as he says. The only time justification by faith alone is even mentioned in the New Testament is in James chapter 2, when he says, salvation is not by faith alone. So you're not justified, rather, by faith alone. I mean, he just comes right out and says that. And that's why Luther said, well, it's an epistle of straw. It's not saying what I want it to say. It's not saying my version of what Paul said. So you have this in James, that he is a very sharp reminder that when Jesus said, for example, there's a problem with being filthy rich and being a Christian. There are problems with how we conduct ourselves, whether it's in thought, word, or deed, or whatever, that these things are not simply secondary to our salvation. They're of the absolute essence. That the whole meaning of why you are a follower of Jesus is to live this way. And that's what James is emphasizing.